Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Please consider hitting that, becoming a subscriber if you like the way that any of the information or topics are being broken down, discussed, reviewed, analyzed, recapped, presented. Take a quick second, hit that like button for me. This is another pretty straightforward review. Getting ready to talk about the respected Sopranos, the Black Soprano family, whatever this album is, this project is called, just released by Benny the Butcher and DJ Drama. I hate when the names aren't clearly. You searching for the project and it's not coming up with the regular names, and because it's DJ Drama along with Benny the Butcher, that's a different artist than just Benny the Butcher. So some of this stuff can be hard to track down in a certain way, but I'm calling it the respected Sopranos. And this is Benny the Butcher ushering in his own team, his own guys. In Heem, Ricky Hyde, Love Boat, Luciano, and Jonesy. It's 8 songs, so it's more along the lines of an EP versus an LP. And to be honest, if you're if you're a Benny the Butcher fan, Griselda fan, if you like what you've heard thus far from the Black Soprano family and Heem and Rick Hyde, then you probably really favor this album. I wouldn't say that I have Benny the Butcher fatigue or a fatigue with the Griselda or anything. I think one thing that kind of has me not really lukewarm, but it's a solid listen. I mean, it's probably a 3.75, maybe even a 4, I guess. With the album, I know Benny the Butcher is extremely confident about how this project will stand up. I know he's extremely proud about getting his guys out here in the manner that he has, and so on and so forth. And I salute bruh for his hard work. I don't kind of understand the inclusion of DJ Drama and kind of branding it with the Gangsta Grizzles drop, but that's not really my business. But it's a good listen. I mean, it can stay in the rotation. I mentioned on the end of another video, another review that I just did, I think one thing it is an EP. It is a shorter album. And I think one thing that kind of takes off some of the impact for me personally is that that a couple of months ago I heard Quarantine. A couple of months ago I heard The Mob and saw the video. And then I've been rocking with It's Over for maybe like a week and a half. And we have the video for It's Over. So that's nearly that's nearly half of your project. And so then when I get these other 4 or 5 songs, none of them really, nothing on the record really outdoes what we've already heard. So that's what I was just mentioning on this other video is, it's kind of a roll of the dice, or whatever your strategy is going to be in releasing a project can kind of determine the reception of said project. But Quarantine is dope. Benny the Butcher, he's solo on that one. That's his one solo joint. This is produced by Chup the producer. A nice solid sample on it. The beat is pretty solid. Again, I've already talked about this, but the sports references and the way that Benny in particular, does his sports mentions are awesome, especially as a sports fan. He says something though. He lost 18 like when Peyton Manning left the Colts. and then he comes back at the end of the verse and says the most valuable player, and I was just a walk on. And so the quarantine works. Grams in the Water is track number 2. And another thing about this album that I think could work for them, you know, maybe financially, I don't think everything on here involves samples as much as, you know, these are like some kind of keyboard or, you know, somehow they've made an original song versus sampling, and then you got to pay, you know, clear the sample and all of that type of stuff. So it sounds like some of these joints on here are kind of original music, which in my opinion makes it more profitable, you know, for the artist when you're not paying other people. You just pay the producer, which some of these guys are like part of the team in my opinion. But Grams in the Water is dope. It has Heem, Hyde, Love Boat, Luciano, I believe, is on that one, and then Benny the Butcher in the anchor spot, I believe. The one thing about it, this has some singing in the chorus. I don't know. I listened to this for the first time on my bike ride yesterday. The chorus really reminds me of Timex Social Club. I can't take it no more. I can't think of the name of that song. Look at all these rumors. The chorus just sounds close to that for me. But Grams in the Water is dope. It's more talk about the game, coke rap, I think, as Benny might have dubbed it by now. Obviously, Grams in the Water, you know, no secret about what they're talking about. Song is pretty decent. The Mob is track 3, produced by DJ Shay. Again, I don't think that's a sample on that one. The beat is fire though. One of my favorite lines on there is when he says, "I came off the bench, but I got rings like Robert Horry." And I mentioned this before, you know, we're getting to see more and more of him and getting to know him as an MC. He's dope with the choruses. I love him in the chorus game. He has that kind of voice. But he's really kind of, we're watching him grow as an artist and kind of show, is he a group guy or is he a guy that can stand alone and carry a project? And he seems to be a dude who can at least carry an EP. And I'm interested to see where he goes moving forward. He had another line in there, something about the Buffalo Bills when they had J.P. Lawson, whatever his name. I think it was Lossman. You know how the team was kind of down there. I think he had his phrase is down bad. But, you know, Hyde is on that one, and then Benny the Butcher. He had a line in there talking about it was more political like Pop before Suge. But the Mob is a dope song. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 songs in red, another 2 in orange. So it's like I said, it's a solid project. Next is In Love with the Streets. They didn't have a producer listed for this one. Jonesy is the newcomer for me. I haven't heard Jonesy before. He actually has a pretty decent verse on there. This song is kind of a so-so song for me. Not my favorite production out of the 8 tracks. Is Heem and Jonesy on this one rhyming, as I just mentioned. Not a bad introduction to Jonesy. He showed me he gave me some subject matter that showed me he raps as if he knows who he's alongside of, and you got to bring it. I'll leave it at that. Not a whole lot of work from Love Boat, Luciano, and Jonesy. I think both of them only get one appearance on all 8 songs, I believe. Track 5, Ricky and Fonz. Both of these, track 5 and track 6, both have kind of rock vibes to them. Again, I don't know if either one of these are sampled or Ricky and Fonz might be. But Ricky and Fonz is just straightforward. Rick Hyde, him solo. So I like the structure of it. The major guys got a solo record each, and then a couple of with the whole lineup on there or some configuration of the lineup. Excuse me. So that works. No real standout lines for me from Rick Hyde on Ricky and Fonz, but a solid record. Paulie and Vito. Actually, it's not. Oh yeah. Paulie and Vito is Heem and Rick Hyde. Again, solid. I like the beat. Decent song. Like I said, I got both of those records in orange. It's good music. Valerie is Heem's solo song on here. The producer was not listed for that one. The production on that one is pretty solid. It's a decent song. And like I said, getting to know more of what Heem is about. He is the guy that seems like I said he's still proving himself, so to speak. And then we get into the finale. The track Is Over, which is a very dope record for me. They did a video for this one, so that tells you how interested or or how much they liked that particular joint. It was produced by Don Cannon. And it's everybody. I'm not gonna go into that one too much because I did a attention to detail on that song last week. So you kind of know where I stand on that if you want to go check that video out. Again, man, I'm not gonna say this is a money grab by Benny the Butcher. It's not trash. Again, these kind of it's kind of I'm not common, but I mean it's kind of standard for when a big time cat goes back and works with some of his partners and brings some of his people along and introduces him. It accomplishes what they set out to do. And then like I was mentioning earlier, when these guys are out touring, projects like that give the other guys on the team a chance to come out and perform, earn money, and bring some kind of attractions for people to come out and pay their money to watch these guys perform and whatnot. And so this project right here, like I said, it's a couple of really great cuts. I could imagine them performing live. Again, there's a difference when these guys get into album mode and having a theme for a concept for album and everything. And this is solid to put into the rotation. And like I said, it works. It does what they set out to do. I will just say, in contrast, I've been going back and listening to Kendrick Lamar's earlier catalog. I never listened to Good Kid, Mad City in its entirety until like last week, and I think that's one thing. And I saw Benny on the Joe Budden podcast talking about how listeners consume music and listen to music, and he's putting out music according to that, and that works. But then also, in going back and listening to K Dot's catalog, I just see how much of an artist he is, and it's bigger and above just putting out records and putting out albums. Like, I gained so much more respect for that dude artistically, and I'm not trying to really put these dudes against one another, but I'm just saying, when you just go hard, we got 8 tracks, we gonna go hard on all 8. You don't always check the box for certain kinds of songs. Here's a great all-time album right here. They had these kinds of songs on there. You know what? Just like what Shay Noir just did with her album, As God Intended. She has some songs that she took phenomenal and classic records from other well-known projects, and she strategically, says, you did that, I'm gonna do my version of that here. And people can sit here and look at those parallels and kind of gauge where you are as an artist. And I think a lot for them, they're not really trying to push our artistry. This is just like straightforward. This is us. This is what we do here. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, if you're a Benny fan, if you're a Griselda fan, you probably rocking out to this today. Me, like I said, when you roll it out and the songs are out there 2 and 3 months earlier, when it hits, when the album is released, I'm kind of just sitting back like, oh, okay. And then like here and there, you have some bars and some verses, you know, that jump out to you. But again, I don't think this is really, you know, that real concept album. It's just a collaboration project that's done really well. My name is Wood. Thanks for rocking with me. Look, like I always end this thing, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Showtime boxing tonight in about what? 4 hours, 3 hours, 9 p.m. Be easy.